album that I loved as like a 15-year-old, if it's the right album, I love it no less, you know?
Yeah,
So,
some stuff that you've grown up with ages horribly. Some stuff
so true.
not so
So
much.
true.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can go back in the past and listen to System of a Down's Toxicity. Production
So
still
good.
sounds amazing.
Oh,
Songwriting is amazing.
so good.
The scariest thing about the record is that the political themes throughout it are more relevant now than they have ever been. But then I can also go back and listen to Mindless Self-Indulgence's Frankenstein Girls Are Sexy, and that's super.
I love Mindless Self-Indulgence.
But
I'm a huge Jimmy Arene fan.
it's a guilty pleasure, but it obviously has not aged as well as System of a Down. It's got a special place in my heart still.
That video of it's like his side project, the Left Rights of White, is so good. Where the like girls are live streaming and they get killed. So crazy. It's like the craziest video I've ever seen.
So speaking of some of the sonic similarities that you were just talking about with timeless music and all that, what had just popped up I saw on Instagram recently was your sister had gone through a pretty cool story series, just throwing up a bunch of songs that inspired a number of songs from
I like that she did that. She was bored.
Yeah. No, I thought that was really cool. There are artists in the past who I've loved seeing them do that as well. James Murphy's done that with LCD stuff. Animal Collective did that with some pretty amazing songs from
That's awesome.
when that record came out. So I thought it was pretty refreshing that she did that, but still bold during an age where you have people suing other people for just a song having a similar vibe to another song.
I know.
Not that I'm trying to will that into existence.
No, I know. But, I think about it a lot.
But I get this question all the time because I throw this out in my reviews. And as somebody who's obviously a creator himself and successful at that, in your own opinion, what is that fine line between this song, this idea, this concept is merely inspiring me, or I'm going to rip this off blatantly? Or are they not really all that different, at their base?
That's a great question. I feel that, like, at least in my own music creation, like I just feel it in my gut, like if I've ripped something off. Like today I was making a beat and I was like, this is like way too Starboy. Like I just had to like call it
a point of reference.
And like and it was funny because
the specific single.
Yeah, and it was like, and it came into form as Starboy. Like I was just making a rhythm and I was like, oh, this is very much Starboy. And so I was like, if I'm gonna salvage any of this, like I need to really like, shift it. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like the saddest thing to me about like lawsuits often in music is that like they're too vague. Like it's one thing if it's like the Viva La Vida lawsuit and it's like a whole melody line and it really like has like the same shape. Like for sure, I get it, and I love Viva La Vida anyway, but I get it. But yeah, I think like that Dark Horse Katy Perry lawsuit was like a huge bummer because it was just like some notes.
It's just that weird synth line and texture that had a vague similarity, but then everything else about the song was like almost not similar at all. And I feel like when you are putting those types of suits in front of a jury, they don't have a full concept of how wide the world of music is today.
Yeah.
And you can merely convince them, well, this person's Grammy nominated. So, they must have been heard by everybody. And merely off of that and just the similarity of some synth line, which is just a few note line,
I guarantee you, if I ever am sued for something like that, it's like the most unintentional, like even if it sounds exactly the same, it's me going like, oh my God, that does sound so, like, I feel like it's so like there's 13 notes on a scale. Like, I just feel like that would be the only way it would happen, because the benefit is like by the time a song comes out, Billy and I have played it for so many people, and like if nobody has called it, it's just it's too vague. So I'm in the same boat as you. But yeah, man, I always feel terrible for like that whole Robin Thicke Blurred Lines case with Marvin Gaye. To me, was like, I don't know, man. Like they're both great. This is not the same song to me.
Yeah. So it just seems like more of a gut feeling and essentially just trying not to step over a line and being as self-aware as possible, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll give you an example. Like on Billy's album, the production on "All the Good Girls Go to Hell," there's a very like West Coast Snoop Dogg like style synth,
Hmm.
but like it's I feel like it's basically just evocative. Like it's a similar plug-in patch to what he used to use.
Hmm.
But and I think that kind of makes you go like, ooh, la da 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 da. But like I don't think it like I wouldn't have gone any further in that direction into like trying to rip somebody off. I just was like, oh, this is kind of a similar like West Coasty like synth, you know.
Yeah, and
So
to me
yeah,
personally, as just a fan and a listener, like it's also really about the context in which you place that type of synth too.
exactly.
Because once you've taken that, you've so far removed it
Yeah,
to the point where it's in a song like that,
yeah,
it's like you totally bastardized it. It's
yeah,
not the same thing anymore.
yeah.
Like, any grounds for a lawsuit, would be preposterous.
I kind of think so. Yeah,
But again, it all kind of comes down to the eye of the beholder, unfortunately, and not
true.
everyone listening to things as closely.
It's true.
Um, but but